The number of air passengers traveling between Korea and Japan reached an all-time high in the first 5 months of 2025, with the trend expected to continue into the second half of the year, supported by the recent depreciation of the yen.
올해 들어 지난달까지 한국과 일본을 오간 항공 승객 수가 역대 최다를 기록한 것으로 나타났으며 이런 추세는 최근의 엔화 약세에 힘입어 올 하반기까지 이어질 전망입니다.
Yeah. So a lot of people are traveling to Japan, which is probably one of the one of the more popular destinations for Korean travelers, just for the sake of proximity.
And also the weekend, as it says here.
Yeah, exactly. So 11.24 million passengers traveled to and from the two countries between January and May, and that's a 10.7% increase from last year during the same period. The majority, no surprise here, traveled out of Incheon International Airport, 70% of that. The rest were out of Gimpo and Gimhae airports. Very convenient if you live sort of in the western part of Seoul or in the metropolitan region. Gimpo Airport is another option if you're traveling to Japan. But we've talked time and time again, the yen actually strengthened a little bit beginning of the year, but it's back to depreciating. So that and also airlines are increasing the number of airlines. And also recently, I think, the two countries agreed on a deal where special immigration counters would be set up just for Korean travelers, arrivals in Japan. So another reason or more incentive to travel, making travel more convenient.
Right, and I guess that would sort of expedite the whole process.
Yes.
Oftentimes you have to line up for a long time.
Yes, exactly. As soon as you arrive after a long flight, you're happy to be on the ground, but then you're met with this long line at immigration, which can be really draining sometimes.
Well, that's apparently going to be not so draining because we have a separate line now for Koreans.
Yeah.
But let's have a look at this expression here. The trend is expected to continue.
Yeah, so if something's expected to continue, it means it's indicating that a trend or a situation is likely to persist in the future.
계속 될 것으로 예상된다.
Yeah.
Something is expected to continue.
Yeah, I don't like, this is my personal opinion on this in terms of in news reports. When you say something like this, it's in the passive voice. So something is expected to continue. It's not attributed to someone in our headline here. So it's assumed that it's experts, airline experts or industry experts expect this trend to continue. But if you just say it's expected to continue, is it who's guessing that?
Who's making those predictions, right?
But that's just my personal pet peeve in these sort of headlines.
Okay, good point there. What about the depreciation of the yen?
Yeah, so if something depreciates, the value, of course, reduces. When we're talking about in accounting, an asset will depreciate or the value will go down as time goes on, usually because of wear and tear.
Exactly. The first thing I think of when I think of depreciating value is a car.
Yes.
The moment you buy it, the value depreciates, right?
The moment you drive that off the lot,
exactly.
the value of that goes down. So some people say a car is a horrible investment. If you need it for transportation, it's great.
Yeah.
But as an investment purpose for resale, it just loses its value very quickly. It depreciates very quickly.
And then on the flip side, you have things like gold, for example, which the value has appreciated over the years. Quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, steadily. It's a stable sort of investment. But the opposite of depreciate would be appreciate.
Exactly. So that's the value going down. Depreciation은 바로 가치 하락이 되겠습니다. 우리 감가상각할 때도 나오는 단어죠. The yen, 이게 바로 이제 엔화가 되겠고요. 우리 달러 가치가 떨어질 때도 이렇게 표현할 수 있겠죠. 아니면 사실 이제 원화 가격 얘기하면서 the depreciation of the Korean won. 반대로 the appreciation이라는 단어를 쓸 수도 있는데
you can say a currency appreciated.
Yeah, the currency appreciated or it strengthened.
Yes.
보통 이제 화폐 가치 가지고는 이제 좀 강세다라고 할 때 the strength or the appreciation of the dollar or the dollar has strengthened.
Yes, exactly.
이렇게 표현을 할 수 있겠습니다.
And this, this word yen, I know in Korean it's en, which is probably closer to the actual pronunciation. But this Y is very hard to pronounce. I've known for Korean speakers.
Yeah, I've noticed that, but I don't quite understand because I know that everyone can pronounce this word.
Well, where it's really pronounced is the word year. because
Yeah.
a lot of non-native speakers will pronounce that as ear.
Okay.
But it's hard to do.
For everyone listening,
Yeah, it's okay.
You can pronounce year and yen with a English Y sound.
Tell us.
I don't know. Maybe we can't write it down. That's why. 이게 우리가 쓸 때는 year라는 발음을 이렇게 쓰지 못해서 그런지 모르겠지만 발음 다 확실히 되는 발음이거든요.
Yeah.
네, 그래서 요거는 뭐 지금 N화 같은 경우에는 그냥 영어식이다 이렇게 좀 뭐 넘어가도 되겠지만 우리가 the year 2025, Happy New Year 할 때 그 year 같은 경우에는 year하고 year는 굉장히 다르거든요. 하나는 귀고 하나는 몇 년도니까 요거를 구별을 해야 되는데 발음 되는 발음이에요. 요거를 그냥 얘야 왜 그러니 요 느낌 생각하면서 year 하시면 됩니다.
But pronunciation's okay, as long as you're able to convey what you're saying, because it's not wrong, it's just an accent.
Yeah, true. All right. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. The number of air passengers traveling between Korea and Japan reached an all-time high in the first 5 months of 2025, with the trend expected to continue into the second half of the year, supported by the recent depreciation of the yen.